Hey, good afternoon, morning, wherever it is you are. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Thank you so much for being a part. Sorry for the 30-minute or so delay there. A couple of updates caught me off guard that I had to get done with the A320 here, and got them done, got everything up and running, and I went, oh my goodness, we're late. So, well, par for the course, I know. But anyway, hey, welcome in, folks. Thank you so much for being a part. Today we are going to continue something we kind of dropped in, I think, the end of May, early June. It was our African tour we're doing with Mac Air. So we're going to pick up, as the slide said, leg 11 out of 20. So we'll be down to 8 once we get over to Rwanda. So we are currently in the Congo, otherwise known as the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the name of this is Ndiji. I think that's how you say that, Ndiji International. And we're going to just continue this charter on over to Rwanda, Kigali. So about a 900-mile trip, folks. So it's going to take a little bit, so sit back, relax. Who knows? Maybe we'll come across some thunderstorms like we tried yesterday. Failed miserably. Probably next time I go thunderstorm hunting, we'll try to set things kind of like we did Baltimore. Well, it was actually real world time with Baltimore, at arrival closer to sunset, or sunrise, depending. Well, if we do that, then we'll fly through the night. But anyway, you get the point. I think we were just too much in the daytime and hard to see anything. And that flight will release in a day or two, so it'll be over on our YouTube channel. Here's a link to that if you wish to go over. If you missed it, you can go over, check it out. Like I said, we just flew a short flight. It was Fort Drum over to Portland, Maine, with the C-40, which is the Zibo 737-800. All right, also, welcome aboard, folks. Our sponsor here for a couple days, Babbel. Folks, if you're looking to learn a new language, folks, they're the experts and peers to be at it. And from all I've seen, they really do a great job. So check them out, exclamation mark, Babbel. You see that down in the title down at the bottom. And you'll get all the details of how to do that. We'll get a little more into that once we're in the flight. Just wanted to introduce them. Babbel is sponsoring us for the next week or two. So, hey, folks, give them some love. Head over there and check them out. And if you subscribe using our information, folks, hey, the stream benefits as well. So we appreciate you. All right, so let's get climbed up here into... Well, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that, folks. And now it's not... Flight factor and X-plane 12.06 have been some interesting dynamics. The fact that they got everything worked out as fast as they did, both with Laminar and with flight factors, A320, amazing, but it's been a ride. All right, so let's climb into the cockpit here and do a quick pre-flight, and then get on our way. Folks, we are just about ready to pull the stairs away in the bus and get going anyway, so that's a good deal. What isn't a good deal is I can't find it again. Oh, there it is, right in front of me, man. All right, so there you have it, folks. Sim Toolkit. Real quick, let's just go down through it. The weather here. Winds are out of the north at 6,000 kilometers of visibility. No, meters. Kilometers, that would be, we could see the US then from here. So, yeah, a little overkill there. 6,000 meters. Scattered at 200, some clouds, so yeah, we'll deal with them on climb out. Standard barometer and 30 degrees Celsius, so not a bad day. A little warm, toasty, maybe even a little on the humid side. Where we're headed, Rwanda. Winds there are out of the south at 8. They're variable, unlimited visibility. We got a few pesky clouds at 2,500 feet and above the ground. This will be a good one to get into that. That's above the ground, folks. And it's 28 degrees Celsius there with a barometer sitting at 1018 HEPA. Nothing significant in the Savannah region of Africa. All right, and then finally the loadout. We've got 89 peeps filling out their NDAs, so they don't complain about the service on Flying with Mike. Payload will be 7,100 kilos and about 8,700 kilos of fuel. 39,000 dispatch gave us with a cost index of 15. All right, so trying to think if there's anything else. We'll kind of zoom it a little bit in. Right now, there is nothing significantly on weather. Now, the fact you don't see weather in Africa could very well just be the lack of radar. So we'll chalk it to that right now. Gives you a little quick look at what we're planning. So let's head down here, pull up NavGraph. Now, folks, this whole program here, Sim Toolkit, that in itself is free. NavGraph, which I just brought up, that is payware. That is, NavGraph actually owns Sim Toolkit and has kept it free. However, if you want to update your sim and your FMCs, you got to pay NavGraph, to update. Well, you can pay NavGraph a little bit more and get up-to-date charts. So, highly recommended if you fly around the world. If you stick in the U.S., folks, and just the U.S., not drifting into Canada, not drifting into Mexico, you're going to then really, Sky Vectors, you're better because it's free. But if you're going into Canada, going into Mexico, folks, why not have NavGraph? You'll have up-to-date charts. Iowa Scotsman, welcome aboard. Thank you, sir, for supporting the stream and coming out with us today. Also, Bad Attitude just checked in with the go-around. Makes me a little nervous to maybe fly with him with all the go-arounds we get from him. Did I say... No, this is actually, Sim Toolkit is actually free. Oh, you're right, you're right. I get what you're saying. I get it. I'm sorry. 100% correct. Goes to Iowa Scotsman. Sim Brief is part of NavGraph, not Sim Toolkit. That was my bad. Sorry. Thanks for the catch there. Uh-oh. Bad Attitude with a guess what. You never know what's coming. So, and the airport looks like this, folks, while we're waiting on Bad Attitude. Runway 24 is our takeoff runway, so simple pushback facing roughly south. Getting a new computer. Nice, nice. Expect to see you flying even more. But yeah, good to hear, Bad Attitude. Awesome. Crank it up, see what you can do with it. Facing south, we'll taxi to Bravo, then back taxi the runway. Turn around, blast off on a 13,000-foot runway. We are currently here at spot 4, so you can see it's just a simple pushback and face and go. The ULVAS 1 Alpha is what we're departing on. And you can see the directions right down here. We'll climb runway heading to 2,500 feet. Hang a left, intercept the Kilo Sierra Alpha, VOR radial 083. And then we'll just continue up to 4,500 till distance 13. And transition here today, folks, is 5,500 feet. Actually, 6,000's what's on the yeah, that'll be a beast once you get that new motherboard and all. Good to hear, Bad Attitude. So, all right, and then we'll go out to ULVAS. So, really a nice run across the middle of Africa through the jungles and the savannas around as we head to the high country here over in Rwanda. Okay, let's get rid of Sim Toolkit. Let's see where we're at checklist-wise. Real quick, folks, we're, like I said, you can see it, we're pretty well planned out. All of our data has been loaded, so I'm going to go ahead and kick away the equipment, and we're going to get going. Just come over here to service. The only thing left, well, you have, here, let me just give you a quick tour here. When you come in, you'll want to kick your ground power unit on. Once that's on, you can then head up to your initials. Nice. i7, 8-core, 0.5 to 4.9 gigahertz. Wow. Nice computer there, sir. Nice motherboard and chip. Okay, then you'll go to fuel, click call. If you don't click call, you won't be able to set it up. Running with 8,692 kilos of fuel. Same thing with packs. You got to click call here. Now, if you're at a gate, switch it to gate, and then you won't have the stairs. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, my bad. Remove and close. Same thing with cargo. You got to click call and then you can set. Okay. Once you have that set, you'll come up here to perf data and you'll see if your numbers match SimBrief, if you're using SimBrief or what you have. If they do, come down here, click set. What that'll do is when you're going through your setting up the McDo, it'll immediately populate on page 2 of the init. And I always verify still to make sure it's close enough. All right, and then we're ready to go. So we got a quick look outside, just the chocks in place. Let's go ahead, get better pushback on the way, and get us on the way for a 3-hour tour. And thankfully, we're not headed to Gilligan's Island, as that may turn into a 10-year ordeal. Anyway.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
I haven't had him in a while. Where do we want to go? Let's do this. This. To end up about right here. All right, enter.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
And double check the parking brake is still set, not accidentally bumped off. Go ahead and kill the chocks. Always be ready, folks, to put them back on if you're on a slope. I think we are a little bit, but always be ready. You could start rolling backwards. backwards. It's kind of fun to watch, but it happens.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
All right, folks, I'm going to go mute for a couple minutes while we vacuum in the office area here, and we'll be right back when we're ready to fire up.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light them up. Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, folks, I think I just learned something, and I apologize for that vacuum noise. I watched the meters. Looked like you all were hearing it, and I apologize. I'm not sure how it picks that up, but it did. All right, let's get these engines going, shall we? Go to ignition. Starting up number 2. That's all you got to do, folks. I mean, really simple. Did I forget to turn the bleed air on? Guess what I
And we're
did.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, let's try again, folks. Helps to have bleed air pressure. There's the pins. Let you all get a good view of the engines as they wind up. But yeah, I watched those meters and it looked like you all were hearing a vacuum cleaner. My apologies on that. I thought that would only go through the microphone and not through the gaming output. So, if you did, my apologies, folks. Okay, there's the avail. That's what we look for in the startup. Let's do number 1. You can just watch them crank up. We'll do it from a different angle this time. The avail should be coming just about now. All right, there it is. I am going to start a 3-minute timer for the warm-up. And let's get on with the checklist. Bear with me, it appears a little slow today, the computer. Maybe I ought to get with bad attitude there and get that motherboard and setup he's going for. Okay, so of course, just as I was ready to get it where I wanted, it moved. All right, well, I know the routine, so hang on. Okay, ignition back to normal. APU bleed, nice little animal we forgot, as well as the fuel pumps. And I think our lights are good. APU master off. All right, auto brake. Max. Brake fan. Weather radar. I'm gonna just turn it on, and that's about all you can do, folks. You have this switch. And you have the paddle. Everything else is not functional. Didn't know the, I'm sorry, this is more functional than I thought. We just don't have the potential wind shear and multi-scan GCS up top. Okay, let's see if I can get our frequency set now. Really? This is my only thorn with this airplane is these radios. constantly turning them off. Don't know what is causing this. Oh, for God's sakes. This is where I get a little frustrated with this plane. Well, ensure I haven't got everything. Tell you, Flight Factor still has a lot of work to do on this plane because I am really frustrated with this radio setup they have. And don't tell me it does this in a real Airbus, because I know it doesn't. Hey, looky there, it's finally gonna work. Should work no matter what, but we'll leave that for another day to argue with them. Sad thing is it won't work over here. Watch it make me a liar. Let's find out. It did. Alright, love burning fuel here, doing nothing. Finally got the radio set. Alright, spoilers. Flaps. Rudder trim set, and we're ready to go. Okay, now here is the EWD. You'll see that mentioned in the A319 checklist if you have one. When you get to this, there's a couple of ways to clear the cabin. Now, TOLUS has one way, Flight Factor has another. Which is better? I'm still leaning to TOLUS, but I don't want to be that cruel to the airplane I'm flying, right? But it is better. I'm sorry, TOLUS is better than Flight Factor. So, but right here, click that, you get the green light now. When we come back, it's ready. Then we just do the takeoff config. Normal, we're good, let's go. Alright, finally underway after about 35 minutes here on the ground. Not bad. Granted, I had everything ready to go, minus getting those radios set up. Okay, now, before I enter the runway, if I got to back taxi it, I'm going to do something here. You know what we forgot to do? Set the brakes. Okay, pitch trim. Okay, the good thing is it is 0 and 0. Okay, the other thing, let's do a quick check of our surfaces. Things are a little sluggish here. I'm not sure what the cause is here other than alright. Alright, so we've got our control surfaces, cabins ready. We're ready for back taxi. Let's see what we're doing. Alright, so obviously it's something with the sim and the OBS that's causing a little bit of problem with things, so we'll be mindful of that. We're ready to back taxi. Maybe. Whoops, to click in. Najiji traffic Ryanair 5723 back taxiing 24 for departure. Got an Atlas Air 767 here? I don't remember seeing that. On VATSIM, I am the only one here. So obviously AI or just didn't see it. Alright, so we got a little bit of a taxi. So folks, right now would be a good chance. By the way, BS triples, was it 0001 or 001? 0001. Welcome in. Glad you got your popcorn. Hope you're ready to go with that first time chat. Meant to mention you. And we're going to get rolling here shortly. See how loud this is going to be. That ain't too bad. Oh, that's why I didn't see him. He wasn't on the same ramp. Okay. And we're just scooting on down the runway here quickly. There's no traffic. Phil, welcome in. Getting the information on Babel. Thank you, sir. Talk about them a little bit once we get rolling here, folks. Get in here, do my little spin around for takeoff. Okay, final checks. All right, I see we've gone to break, so what I'll do is for those not subscribed, we'll take that little break and wait here for them, and then we'll do the takeoff roll. But for those that hear my voice, can I just say thank you? Thank you so much for coming on board, subscribing, even the gift subscriptions you all have done. I really appreciate you on the subscribing side. You help us in getting the software we're trying to do here to get this going. We're hoping with Babbel to also get some help in something we're wanting to purchase for the sim. So we'll see where that goes. But again, folks, thank you so much for coming on board. I also take the chance, hey, exclamation mark Babbel. Great deal going on, 60% off a subscription with them by just clicking the link in there. And yeah, looks like a great deal. If you're going somewhere, need to learn a language, or just want to learn a language, they're the people. They're the experts, folks. So, all right, we're just waiting. Looks like about another 30 seconds, and we'll be ready to roll. So we're all lined up while they're in the commercial break. We'll just kind of wait. Clear this, so we're ready to use it. I meant to start this timer. We'll do it now, just so we have one. Okay, final checks here. Packs, nose gear, lights, transponders on. Oh, let's make sure. Hey, welcome back everyone to Flying with Mike. I waited for you. We're still sitting here at the end of the runway, just taking up space. Let's call it an ATC delay. I hear that a lot at work. So let's call it that. All right, we are ready to go, folks. Go ahead and dial down to 20. That's not what I saw. So anyway, here we go, folks. Everything's set, ready to go. Get a good look at it here first. Bring them up to 50. Brakes off. And we're going to flex. Okay, we're blue and green. Cleared to go. Airspeed's alive at 100. Positive rate, gears coming up.
Too low, terrain.
KAROS 2500, let us engage autopilot. Flaps coming up. Spoilers unarmed. And folks, all you're doing is when you arm them, in case we reject, the spoilers come up to help us, lose lift over the wing. It's simple, lift up, push down. And we're at 4,500 feet. And kick the chrono on. Basically at 8 DME, we'll begin our, or earlier, I'll start us up. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed. Great takeoff there. We're letting the autopilot take it from here, bring us around, and intercept our radial to start down the UA 613. But again, this is Africa, folks. We're in the Democratic Republic of Congo and headed over to Rwanda. Now, U.S. folks will have heard about Rwanda about a couple of years ago with a famine that was there. Haven't heard much out of that region, so hopefully I'm sure there's still food shortages, but hopefully not to the severity that we saw, oh gosh, 5 years ago, I think it was. But I don't keep up much with the news anymore, so can't really tell when they're actually giving us actual accurate information or making it up. And that's sad. Hopefully they'll start policing themselves instead of everyone else and start reporting facts. Alright, we're about to the intercept point, folks, and then we'll begin our climb up to 39,000. So, again, thank you for coming on board with us today, folks. Hope you all have a great weekend planned up ahead. This is my last stream before vacation, folks. We're heading out of town starting Sunday. I got to work one more shift. And we'll be back here Tuesday a week from now doing our thing. So looking forward to some time away, especially from that airport. So alright, who knows, maybe some soul searching while I'm there. So we're on our way again. Let's just, before she starts her climb, since we're in a nice lower altitude, we're not flyover country now, because it'll start on its own here in a moment. Not bad on the scenery, folks. It's Africa, and I don't know if there's a lot of what's called orthos out there or not for it. I don't believe in flying with them. I take the scenery as it is. It's I don't have to see, oh my gosh, it looks just like outside, Muffy. I don't need that, folks. I'm up here to enjoy flight. So, and you can hear the engines winding up, which means we're headed for 39,000. I'm going to say this much. Laminar, you have done a phenomenal job. I was a little disappointed yesterday night, or last night. I did not fly real world time. Shame on me, I know. I think the thunderstorm activity we saw in X-Plane 11 a couple streams back with the 7.2 was much better than last night's foray. But again, those thunderstorms had not got to the airport like they did in Baltimore in X-Plane 11. So we'll try again. Just probably not today. All right, we're on our way, so let's click the LS off and go to airports up, maybe. There we go. I thought they got rid of that, but I guess that mouse clicky flickery thing is still going on. Again, constraints, go to airport, LS off. We're on the terrain radar here. We're going to bump up to 80. Actually, we're going to do that over here. And we're on our way, folks. We're 8 minutes in. This will say a lot less because we started it late. But again, welcome in, folks. Glad you're a part of the stream. And if you're new, hey, would you please smash that follow button? Love to see you when we come back from vacation. Like I said, it is much needed. Can't wait, and fun times ahead. All right, just kind of seeing what we got. I love when we're popping out of the clouds, both real world and in the sim. That's just one of my favorite times in flight. All right, so we are on our way, folks. While we're climbing out here, let's talk about Babel, shall we, folks? You've seen the commercials. I actually love the one. Uh-oh. There we go. Like, wait, where'd that page go? The one commercial you see here in the States for Babel. Young lady, and I believe her husband, if I remember the scene correctly, come up. It's mother-in-law, and different language, and she tries. Well, she ends up saying what she wants to say is sorry for us being late, delayed, whatever the word was, but she ends up saying it in a way that comes out, I'm pregnant. So if you get into a situation like that, folks, you know what it's like. I mean, wow. Definitely the wrong word there. I'm sorry for being late. Here's some flowers and all. But I really get that, folks. Now, we're not planning to go abroad anytime this year. But if you are, folks, this Babel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. They're intuitive. The lessons will help you learn that language and learn it by real life conversations. Folks, that's the way you need to learn. Not learning this word, apple, in Spanish. You say it this way. No, you need to learn how to take that word and apply it in a conversation. Or another Babel commercial. Lady gets in the cab, getting ready to tell the cabbie in France how to get to her hotel. You got to know, okay, he just said it to you in a sentence. You need to be able to understand and reply. You may not be like we are in English, boom, boom, boom. But you process, boom, I need to go to this hotel in French. So really a great application, folks. Folks, we got a great deal going for you. Hit exclamation mark on your keyboard and then type Babel, B-A-B-B-L. You'll get prompted there with what the quick deal is, plus the link to click. If you use that link, you are going to get 60% off of learning a new language. And if that was one of your New Year resolutions back in January, you'll be able to do it before the end of the year. 60% off your subscription. Just simply click the link in !Babel. So when you type that in our chat line, you'll be prompted with it. I saw the Philadelphia there, he clicked into it. So I really hope you do, folks. And when you do, you're supporting the stream. We're being sponsored. You know, they're sponsoring us this, so we're here helping them. So give them a try, folks. Give them some love. Check them out. And they say in 3 weeks you will start speaking that new language. Just 3 weeks, folks. So if you're going somewhere that's, you know, other than like Puerto Rico, even Puerto Rico though does have a language of its own, but for the most part you can get away with English there. But places like well, France, Germany, Japan, China, Russia, you know, folks, 3 weeks and you can start to speak that new language. And they come from real language teachers, instructors, however you want the word. So check them out. You also get a 20-day money back guarantee if they don't come through for you. 20 days, you can get your money back. So folks, head on over, hit !Babel. Down at the bottom there, when it comes up in the text there, hit the link and promo code will be with it. You get 60% off to learn that new language this year. And folks, I can't say how important that could be, especially if you are heading to another country. So check them out, folks. All right, folks, we're back into the flight here, and I really hope you're enjoying. Got about, I always forget to do this, and with the system running a little slow today, it's going to take a little bit to get that overlay up for Sim Toolkit. Maybe. There it goes, starting to move. There we go. All right, we're back down where I wanted. All right, so we're on our way, folks. Getting a little bumpy up here. I don't remember seeing that in the weather briefs, folks. What's going on here? Oh, we have isolated thunderstorms. Okay, yeah, we could get bumped around there a little bit. All right. So, actually quite a bit. Let's see what it looks like on the wing flex. Actually looks pretty good. Yeah, we're definitely get tossed about here, folks. Looks like when we get to Rwanda, we may have a slight delay in the flight continuing due to aircraft cleanup. So, folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Int'l, welcome aboard. Glad to have you in here, sir. After our foray into UK ATC a couple flights ago, I kind of like not having ATC up right now. Whew, that was busy. That had to have been an event going on up there. Just had to be, folks. My goodness, I've never seen that. I'm actually going to take a look right now. Where are you, Similware? See if they're that way today. Oop, where's the UK? Oh, we lost the UK, folks. What is wrong with this picture? Yeah, they're nowhere near stacked up like they were, but traffic-wise is still just as intense. And I get it. Everyone loves flying into London. You got 4 airports to pick. Manchester's up north of it, and then Edinburgh, of course. Edinburgh, however you say it. Yeah, it's not intense yet, but it's gonna be. Yeah, there is a lot of traffic. I'm going back down to my calm Africa. All right, well, we're going to break here, folks, so I'm going to take one for just a quick moment here, get some coffee, and be right back. Alright folks, we're back. Sorry about that. Took a little longer than expected. But we're on our way. We got about an hour and 40, call it 45 minutes. And let's take a look out front of the plane as we bounce around up here at 39,000. And by the way, folks, as I've been saying quite a bit, X-Plane 12.06, which is what we're in. Now we're in beta 4. When it was released that 06 was about to come out, cirrus clouds were talked of, and those pyramids. Now I haven't seen the pyramids, but I have seen some cirrus. And they actually look really good. So looking good. It looks like we got us a thunderstorm over here. Let's kind of get in the cockpit, look around. Maybe better yet this way. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting tossed about. Some thunderstorm action behind us. One thing I am seeming to see more of now, though, and if Laminar is paying attention, the clouds are more strata in look instead of the... and that could just be the way we look down and see them. I don't know where that's coming from, but they have a more strata look to them instead of puffiness or anything like that. So again, I don't know how the data's read. I don't know how they take a METAR, take a weather, however they pull the weather for the display here. I don't know where all that comes together, cloud types and all of that. So if even available. So they definitely have a turbulence, pretty good turbulence going on. So, all right, well, I am going to go ahead and put the seatbelt sign off. And let me try something. I think I know what's going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You may now move about the cabin. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever seated. You may now turn on your electronic devices, such as calculators, mobile phones, and laptop computers.
It's kind of hoping for a volume. I won't be doing that again. All right. Well, at least it's not too bad. The bouncing around, but definitely a little bit of turbulence up here. definitely a bit on the well, Inswick, reading through their overall, I like the aircraft. I think they've done a good job at flight factor, at least getting through this iteration, you know, with '06, keeping it up to date. My big complaint falls with the radios, as we saw how long it took for me to get the radios actually come alive and be able to set to start with on both sides. Usually I don't even get COM2 to even react. That's my only thing I don't like about it. Beyond that, I think they've done a really good job. I wish a few more things were functional on the radar. Uh, I wish a few things, but that and the other thing that actually they did get rid of it a lot. There used to be a lot of reflection in here, folks. They've gotten rid of that for the most part. I still see some. We got to fly it at night to see if it's really gone. But overall, folks, I do recommend the Flight Factor A320. Um, but if I had to pick, if it came down to all I could get was either a tollless product or the Flight Factor, I'd go tollless. Just that radio issue, just it's annoying, and it's time consuming to get moving when you're on VATSIM. And God forbid if I had to switch frequencies, I'd have been screwed. Well, I couldn't have even tuned them in. So it took a while to get the radios to function. But we are running, just so folks know, including in case Flight Factor happens to be listening in or watching a video. Hang on. We are updated to version 1.6.9. And I was ready to go, folks. This is kind of a little funny story, to me at least. Got the when 1.6.8 was showing on their Discord channel, I went updated, but it told me 1.6.9, and I'm like, huh? And where do I go to find out which one do I actually have? And then a few, I got things going with the sim. Went back to the site to see what am I looking for that changed, and all of a sudden it said 1.6.9 at about the time I updated. So, shut the sim down, fired up the updater, and lo and behold, I was up to date. So, like I said, a little funny story. I would have actually been ready to go 45 minutes to an hour earlier than when I actually got going. So, and it was because of that and other little things being updated that just took some time. We all know that that's just how flight simming can be sometimes. It's a shame the updates can't all come at once. Just getting things ready for when this stream is over, so we can, because I have to work tomorrow, and then like I said, I'm going on vacation, so I'm trying to get a lot of things squared away with this one quick so I can get to that. Come on. All right, back with you folks. Sorry, I had a little bit of coughing there. So I hope I answered your question there. And so, like I said, I do recommend it. I like it. I still like it to fly with my Allegiant flights that I do, but anywhere else, if I can get away with the Neo, I'll go to Tolis. Flight Factor just needs to get in there and and maybe I need to set a setting that I'm unaware of that's making the radios a pain in the butt. All right, let's kind of take a look at this out the cockpit windows here. That's actually a pretty good, I mean, that's a pretty good simulation of a thunderstorm. No, not really. Tolis outdoes it in so many ways. We all know Tolis is, as I've said, in my opinion, the PMDG of X-Plane. They high above the technology in the McDoos, hands down, are far superior than Flight Factor. They're catching up, but they got a long way to go still. Zebo is our PMDG 737. We all know that. Just downright amazing. Missing a couple pieces, probably, but then again, PMDG is missing a couple pieces Zebo has. Flight Factor's missing a few more pieces than Tolis does with the McDoo and other pieces. And that radio setup, that's going to be the big thing I gripe about on them. Hey, Martin, 1978-78, welcome in from Uruguay. Oh, really, Inslick? I have not heard that. But I do know Zebo is putting some things out there that PMDG doesn't. From Uruguay. You know, that's a place I've been wanting to aim in South America. I'm going to have to look for a good airport. Come out of that little Sao Paulo airport we're in, the original, and head down to Uruguay. But today we're in Africa. Like, what did I say? 11 of 20? Got a little bit of cirrus cloudiness up ahead of us. Not the wispy kind, but it is a form. right, Martin, 1978, what do you got for us? Oh, for Active Sky 12. Okay. I actually don't know, sir. I don't use it. I want to use it, but I'm hesitant that it's not the Active Sky I loved back in the early 2000 time frame. 2000, specifically when A Century of Flight was out, FS 2004. Um, what you're seeing here is what comes with X-Plane 12, the default live weather. And I'll be honest, for default weather, it is phenomenal. But I do not know anything about Active Sky 12 and the hybrid mode. Well, I'm glad you're aboard, and I hope to see you on future flights. Always welcome aboard, and I am going to be trying to get a flight set up from Sao Paulo down into Uruguay, so that ought to be fun. I got to look that up and see what I can pull up. Wow, these cirrus clouds that came with the new version here of X-Plane. Wow, starting to really take shape. Overall, it looks good. It just seems so like the clouds have come back together of X-Plane 11 with this new version, to me at least, instead of the oh, I don't know the words I'm looking for here. Just there's a bit of a difference in them. So, but I wish I could put my finger on what part of the download they're getting that generates this. Look at that, just as we're moving along, the cloudiness, though I don't know. What's shading the airplane here? Ah, okay, it's this thickness over here, okay. I do like watching how it interacts, you know, you see it come right then back in. So, I don't know, just something about the cloudiness down here looks a lot different from past versions. Hey, hello, Martin, 197878. Thanks for the follow, sir. We sure appreciate you having aboard, and look forward to seeing you. Now, again, in case you missed it, and for everyone out there, starting, well, this will be the last stream for about a week or so, going on vacation. Once we come back Tuesday, a week from now, we'll be back on the air in the seat here, causing trouble somewhere. But welcome in, Martin 197878. Love having you aboard. All right, let's let me pull up Sim Toolkit. We got an hour and 17 minutes to go. All right, let me look down here. So we got about 488 miles to top and descent. Okay. Oh, speaking about languages here, the last 15 or so minutes, one of our sponsor for the next couple of weeks, Babbel. They got a great deal for you out there, folks. 60% off. If you're planning to go anywhere. It is only open to U.S. residents, but folks, 60% off if you're looking to learn a new language, ever wanted to learn a new language. This would be a good time to really look into these professionals here at Babbel. They can come alongside folks in their training with you. Scientifically has been proven that they can help you start speaking that new language in 3 weeks. So, folks, check them out. !Babbel in the chat room box there. It'll bring up the link for you to click in. Using that link helps our stream here as well. But more importantly, helps them, gives them customers so they can help you to learn that language. It's one of the top language apps out there, and that's why we're supporting it, folks. They have intuitive lessons, and basically you're taught via learning how to talk real life conversationally with it. You've seen a couple of commercials, especially here in the United States, where a young lady walks up, and I said this earlier, to her stepmom and trying to say, I'm sorry that I'm running late. What she ends up saying is, sorry, I'm pregnant. Yeah, that's a real, there's a way to start a conversation. So, Babel can help you through, help you learn, help you how to say things conversationally. So when you're talking with people, the way you would, interact, just like you do in English, folks, just like you do in your language, Babel can come in and help you with that. If you plan to travel, this will give you a way to travel to places like, I don't know, France. I know a lot of people love to go there. Germany, China. Boy, there's a tough one there. Mandarin. I can't even say it. Um, Japanese. I mean, they can help you folks start speaking that language in little as 3 weeks. So, and as I said in the beginning, you just may want to challenge yourself to learn a new language. Maybe some new people have moved into your block down the street. You'd like to, you know, make it a little easier on them and be able to converse in their language. So, great tool. Again, it's the top language learning app out there. Click in the chat area, type exclamation mark, and then Babel. Get the details and get 60% off learning a new language this year. 60% off your subscription, folks. Check them out. All right, as we cruise along, we're now about an hour and 12 out. I'm going to get us about another 30 minutes closer, and then we'll get into talking this arrival. And folks, we're going to shoot, I believe it's the RNAV into here, so that ought to be a fun. Yeah, we're doing the RNAV runway 28, so we'll get into that here in a minute. Also, folks, don't forget the last couple of days here. Actually, it was yesterday. Your RNAC, your navigation data for your sim. If you use NavGraph, it updated. The monthly update. Make sure if you like flying it accurately, so that if you go to, say, FlightAware, you pull up a route and you want to fly that route, you can. So it just updated, so check that out, folks. And if you're wanting to have up-to-date charts, especially for like a flight in Africa like we're doing, take a look at the NavGraph site, folks, under charts. At charts 8, I think is what it'll say. I'm not 100% sure. Folks, unless you're going to fly exclusively in the U.S. only, if you plan to fly in any events for VATSIM, say in Europe, down here in Africa, across the pond flights, there'll be one in, I think it's October. Take a look at that charts program, folks. They have added more airports, but the chances of you going to an airport they don't have, unless it's GA, there's always that possibility, and you would have that problem in the US too. It's a great program, and we'll be using it for briefing, and it's the same one we use to brief our departure. We'll use it to brief our arrival. So, but sit back, folks. It's Friday, folks. Get ready. Wind up. It's party night. And for some of you, it is already party night. But, relax. Get yourself in tune. Clear the mind of the week. and enjoy the weekend. And to you in Europe, I'm jealous. You're already on the weekend. meter. Welcome in. Hang on a second, folks. Welcome in. We are down in the dark continent of Africa. Going from the Congo to Rwanda. Yep, we're getting back into that turbulence. Just telling the wife behind me out. We're starting to get out of the turbulence. And then we get right back in. Alright, what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and get into the arrival brief. We're going to use the desktop version of Charts 8. Show off the weather capability in it. Lack of radars down here, there isn't much showing up. Alright, so let me find charts. There we go. Gives you an idea where we are and where we're headed. We're right past BKV. There you go. Now you got the whole picture. Like we're coming out of the lower country into the higher country. We'll be almost a mile above sea level on the ground in Rwanda. So anyway, it gives you an idea. We're about halfway there, and we're starting to get pummeled again with turbulence. To this, let's see what the map shows real quick. Now we're going through some spotty rain. Now, show up here. Nope, not really. Again, it's just because there's a lack of radar coverage down here, folks. That's why we don't see a lot. Not sure if I'd see satellite or anything. Not going to worry about it on this trip. But that's a neat feature now that's with Charts 8. You can again incorporate this into Sim Toolkit, or you can, as a standalone internet, use it that way. So we're going to be coming in here to HRYR in Rwanda. We're going to be coming in on the KAROS 1 Alpha arrival for 2-8. I hope. Let's see. Winds are pretty much calm. So yeah, we'll come in 2-8. Let me just switch this one map up. Yeah, terrain is the reason we're going to go against the grain a little bit because of the terrain. So, all right. Pause that for just a second, and let me just get reset here. Okay, KAROS is what we're going to start this on. Head to Gadbo to ESVAV, which is our initial fix for the RNAV approach we plan to do. Okay, across the top you see we do have ATIS. I can't tell you how to get on D-ATIS here, folks. The only one I have is good for the United States only. If there is a website like we have for the US, that would be awesome if you'd share. Airport elevation, as I alluded to, close to a mile above sea level. And transition level 11,000. Okay. Again, we're doing the KARO 1 alpha. And as you saw, we're going to go from KAROS to GADBO at or above 12,000. By the time we get to ESVAV, again, remember, just about 3,000 feet above ground levels. We need to be above 8,000 feet. So, and then we'll get on the RNAV. Speaking of, okay, from ESOV, ESVAV, again, 8,000, 210 maximum. Doesn't mean we have to do 210, just means no faster than 210. We'll head down to ECBIG, NIGUB, and then UV DUV. Starting at 7,100 feet, working our way down to 6,500 feet, and then on the glide path. Glide path is a 3-degree glide path. Okay, up top here. There's your frequencies again, folks. Now, we're on an RNAV, so we won't have anything to set here. Final approach, that'll be set for us. And 6,500 feet at the GUB, and be on the glide path at that point. Should we do a missed approach, we just climbing left turn direct ESVAV where we started to 8,000 and hold. Looks like right hand turns 230, so long as we don't go above 8,000 feet, then it goes up. Transition again 11,000 feet. All right, recommended altitudes as we come in 5 miles out. The GUB, that'll be 6,500 feet. These are the recommended levels if we don't have a climb slope. Finally, the vertical, 7,100 to 65, and then down on the glide slope. From the GUB, we're looking at 5 miles. We're looking at probably about 700 feet a minute. Now, how am I getting this? Right here, this line, folks, will be about 130, which is what I'm thinking our approach will be. So we kind of gonna have to kind of guess. It's a little over 700 feet to match that, but you see what you're basically interpolating it, meaning you're guessing. It's just 100% the word. You're guessing. But you're educated enough to know it's not going to be 637 feet, because that's what 120 is, and it's not going to be as high as 7. So, just kind of guessing in between that, the middle point. Okay, for minimums, the LNAV, VNAV is 5,310 MSL. On a VTAR, has to be above 436 feet. If it's below, either do a different approach or a different airport. If the lighting system is out, 2,400 meters is our minimum, 2,200 if everything's working. All right, and that is our charts, folks. Finally, let's work on that McDo. See how far out we are before I do. All right. Hang on just a second, folks. I got to see what the dog's got himself in a rough about. Hang on just a second. All right, folks. Yeah, guy with a truck parked across the street. Guard dog, not happy. Oh, Winston. Anyway, so there you go, folks. We're going to kind of take a little break here. 293 miles to the top of descent. Again, remember, we got to make at or above 12,000 at Gadbo, at or above 8,000 at SFAV. We're going to shoot for 8,000 at SFAV, so now let's just do that real quick. That'll be 31 times 3. So about 93, we'll call it 105 miles from SFAV. We'll start our descent to make that. All right, so we got about another, we'll call it 280 miles to go, and we'll refresh, regroup, and see where we stand. just working up some numbers here, folks. See how well the system does. 230 kilos. Okay. Alright, so we got all that ready when we're ready to get that information. Alright, folks, we are standing 45 minutes away. And we've got our arrival brief done. Only thing left to do within that is our speeds. And unfortunately, that's one of the downsides with flight factor. But I'm thinking... Polis, you have, well, no, it's not a downside. I take that back, because you can figure it up, folks. Basically, pull up your McDo, go to next phase twice, and you can plug in your information here. And it'll give you a approach and landing speed. So let's do that real quick, shall we? Just resetting a couple pages here. Okay, currently, the weather there is 10-20. But we don't have to do anything fancy for QH. Temperature 25. Double check that. Yep, it has cooled. And our wind, (010) at, it's pretty much a dead-on crosswind, puff wind, I should say. Okay, there's the correct transition. Now, our MDA, what's going to be our minimum descent altitude? Now, since that's all we have here, I am going to just go ahead and put 5480. Wrong one. 5440 MSL. See if it takes it. Now, so as we come in at our altimeter, our altitude right here will read 5440 when it says minimums. Now, we could have set it to 566, and the radar altimeter would be what would show 566. Guess what, folks? Same point in the sky. It's just how it's being read from sea level or above the ground. But it's the exact same point in the sky, folks. Alright, and as we saw, I didn't get into it, we do have a 127V approach, 122. Now, the good thing about that, folks, let me bring charts back in. Again, remember I said 130s right here. So we're going to go with, if we don't get any kind of glide information, we're going to try to keep it at about 700 feet a minute. So, and just so you know, for the lights, we have high ALS, which is basically a single line of lights. Happy's should be on the left. All right, and that, folks, will bring us in to the airport here. We got about 200 miles to go, so enjoy a couple more songs. We'll be back with you, and we'll be monitoring chat, folks. It's not like we go a long distance away. It's not like the studio is across the lake and I'm over on the other side of the lake. No, it's just here in the other outer room. So, but we'll be monitoring the chat. Hope you all enjoy the flight and the music. Bring it up. See what it looks like out the news. Probably a better panoramic view this way. So you can see, folks, we're above the jungles and savannas that are all throughout Africa. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Enjoy the ride. Alright, folks. Back with you, and I see you all are back from the break. Again, thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike. We're about 100 miles out now. If you're new, hey, we'd love for you to hit that follow button and join us. I'll be off for the next week, but we'll be back at it Tuesday after next. So, folks, we'd love to have you a part of it. And if you're looking for a way to get out of watching all the commercials we have, could subscribe. I leave that to you. Don't know your situations, but subscribing, that is one of the benefits on commercial-free viewing. All right, so you can see the aircraft is getting tossed about. I think it's time. Time to get them in their seats. And yeah, I don't know if it's going to get any worse or any better as we come down, so I'm not really getting a feel from SimBrief how this flight is turbulence-wise. We just have embedded CBs, so you're getting what's called thunderstorm traffic here, folks. All right, looking down, let's get a quick recap here. 81 miles out, so we're going to double check our data. Okay, we're still 10, 20, 25, and 0, 1, 0, and 3. Okay, 127, 122. How close was that to Top Cat? Right on. So we'll be needing at least 4,200 feet of runway. All right. So, and we are landing on 11,483 feet of runway. So I think we got plenty. I'll take a look at some charts real quick here, folks. I'm going to bring you in on this. What I'm doing is trying to figure out, once we land, which way to vacate the runway. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna go to the north off of Bravo, head into the terminal area, which is gate. Looks like parking spot 2, 3, and 4. So, okay, we'll see how that all transpires when we get there. Two, 3, and 4, if you see that there, folks. So we'll land, come off at Bravo. So let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, we'll probably definitely make Bravo. Taxi in, and we'll probably park right about here or here. All right, so let me pull charts away. Hit the perf button. $63 to go. We're set for descent. All right, let's and it's showing up on the nav display. All right, let's get into the checklist. Take off. Go 20 miles out. Well, we're a little further than that, but we've got our approach page set up. We're not going ILS, but we will go ahead and put landing on. Out of curiosity. Oh, it does have the localizer pulled up for us, and we'll go ahead and throw constraints on. Interesting. And we're going to be going over terrain with 14,000 foot mountains. So want to be definitely mindful of that as we get close to KAROS. I believe, was it KAROS? Oh, GADBO, Gadbo. So we're going to be starting our descent here, so we'll be very mindful of all of this. At 40 miles out, we'll set for 8,000, and probably, well, where you see ZRUD right now, when we get to the equivalent of that point up here, we'll start our descent. Probably about 10 miles out. Boy, are we really getting tossed. You would think there'd be air meds out for this right now, but guess not. All right, let's get our 8,000 dialed in. Boy, it's making it even hard to do this. Wow. Okay, well, we'll see what kind of a ride we have into Rwanda here. All right, folks, we're inside 20 miles. Again, a real quick check, ILS frequency set. Coast constraints on. Okay, and close enough. Let's go ahead and start down. Top descent. See some of that high terrain sticking through the haze here. All right. All right, we are now descending, folks. I've got us in an open descent now. So we'll see how we do getting down to 8,000. I like letting the system do it, but it tells me we're just dragging it along. Dots coming down. That's where we're shooting for, folks. As long as it's in between these lines, right? Above 34, below 34, we're on the managed descent. All right, there we go, folks. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and kill the music now, folks. That way I don't forget, and it's hard to hear me then while I'm trying to land. I'm also trying today so hard to intercept, actually. for it to become alive and see if I can't catch and snooze the ads before turn in on approach. Alright, so we are now in that sweet spot descent. For, what is the name of this town? Kigali. So, but anyway, folks, again, thanks for flying with Mike. We sure appreciate having you. And hope to see you on future flights. Now, right now, I am still working on the schedule for that week when I get back off vacation. So bear with us here as we try to figure out some good things. Folks, head over to the Discord channel. You got an invite right there in the chat room. If you have ideas where you'd like to see us flying to, hey, it really does help, folks. Sometimes it's just hard to come up with combinations, and I've been, a lot of places in the last 3 years of streaming, and I try not to repeat, but I am starting to repeat. So help us out. Got a couple ideas I'm working on. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I work. But nothing's in stone, so feel free to chime in with a suggestion. Go to that invite, hit the, you'll see it, flight suggestions. Hey, feel free to put in the aircraft you'd like to see. We'll either use it or get as close as we can to it. Also, if you're new, smash that follow button. Love to have you aboard, folks. Love to have you on future flights. And finally, yeah, just caught one set. Hopefully I can catch the next. So, other than that, folks, we are just going along here. Don't forget our friends over at Babbel, !Babbel. All the details in that little text prompt that'll come up when you click that link. That will get you into where, if you're a U.S. resident, 60% off a subscription with Babbel. Folks, if you're looking to learn a new language this year, a lot of reasons to check them out. And any plan that comes up for you helps the stream out as well. So again, 60% off there at Babbel. Just got to type !and Babbel and go from there. 60% off. Not a bad deal, folks. Great people. Proven results. 3 weeks you'll be beginning to speak a new language. So check them out. Alright, looks like we're doing good. We got to be above 12,000 feet at Gadbo. Looks like a little shower, so we could run some rain here. Brake fans on. Let's go ahead. Approach check starting here. They're saying passing 10,000 feet. Well, we'll see. All right, folks. Sorry about that. Lovely time for a cough. Looks like that rain is just about on the airport. As I look at my nav display, compliments of the arrow here, pulling in K and M. That's where the rain line ends. So we'll see how it turns out when we get in there. So again, be safe this weekend, folks. Love to see you in a week or so. And make sure you keep it safe, but enjoy yourselves. We all need time away. The weekend's a good one, but just be mindful, folks. And for those curious, we are on this tour. Hang on a second, I'll get the name of it again. The African Union Airbus Tour. It's part 1, and I know they have the other parts in there. We are in leg 11 of 20 on this one, so we'll try to pick up the pace. I think this one ends in Johannesburg. I'd have to relook at it. I just minimized it. We'll wait till we're on the ground to finalize. So, all right, here we go, folks. 17,000. Let's make sure the wing lights are on. Okay. Cabin's been alerted. Amazing, once we start down, it's like it's gotten so a bit smoother. So must have been some high altitude clear air stuff up there. So kind of watching our speed here too. We're getting a little fast, not too much yet. If we get any higher, I'm going to go ahead and bring the speed brakes to bear. All right, we're getting close to transition. You know, one thing I will say I like about at least Zibo and PMTG, I don't know if the real world does this, you can preset your barometric, your altimeter before hitting standard. So when you hit standard, boom, it's on. If there's a way to do that in X-Plane, I would sure love to, or in, not X-Plane, but in the Airbus, I'd sure love to, because you can't do it in the 767. I've tried, so. But yeah, it would be nice. Alright, you can see on our nav display here, folks, plus 12,000, which looks like we're gonna make, oh yeah, we only have 3 months to go. And then ESOF at 8,210, so we'll be under control. Now, what does that mean, under control of the speed? In an Airbus, see this activate approach phase? If you click next phase, if we were to click it right now and not controlling the speed, meaning this dot isn't here, this managed dot, meaning the computer is managing it, we would slow to 136 knots all the way in. But once we take over, it'll hold at whatever speed. So, okay, speed break time. And I'm going to go 20. And again, it's set 210. Okay, so we're going to begin slowing. Okay, 220, 1020. And okay, a lot of that reflection is gone, so this would have been a good, you can see this. I don't know what this line is all about, but that gave us a good idea that, yeah, that reflection was dealt with. Okay, after ESIV, dropped to 7,100 feet. Okay. I need to go back because, all right, we've hopefully successfully snoozed another run of ads here, folks, and getting ready to reset for 7,100 feet. Okay, resetting. Well, it looks like hopefully the snooze works. Okay, and then it's down to 6,500, and we're slowing. Okay, speed brakes.
2,500. 2,500.
And I got the runway. There's flaps 3. And we'll go full. All right, we got 3 minutes, folks. It looks like the ads are going to start again with a vengeance. I hope not. Oh boy. Just do an S curve here. All right, I think we're getting into the slot now. Not really sure what happened there, folks. Just glad I caught it quick enough.
Above. Minimum 1,000.
Ah,
Lights, terrain, terrain, terrain. Glide slow, glide slow. Glide slow.
400, 300,
all right, we're stable.
200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
All right, we'll kind of take over braking. Welcome to Kigali, Rwanda. All right, and I am just getting spoilers down. All right, and welcome again to Rwanda, folks. If you end up missing this approach, folks, what I am going to do, well, I haven't done, it is done. I have this on video, and we're going to try to do a replay. If that fails, you always have the YouTube option. So you can always go and watch it there, and I do apologize. I'm really trying to get this thing to stop doing that on approach. Alright, we're going to call that in the stand. Okay, flap open. I don't think I clicked start, so let's do that. Okay, radar off. And the APU is now available. We'll go bleed. And shut down the engines. All right, folks, welcome in. And so thank you so much, sir. You didn't have to do that, but we appreciate you cheering to 100 bits. Thank you, sir, for all that you have contributed to the stream. We sure appreciate you coming on board. Thank you, sir. All right, we've got everything set here. I'm just doing a quick rundown. Brake fans are off. APU bleeds on. All right, all that's left is first for me to make sure nobody's on final. Go. Nope. All right, so we're going to come off. And sorry, folks, trying to find the right tabs that I have opened up. But again, thank you so much, Int'l, for another 100 bits cheered there. Okay, let's take a look here first. I'm going to get Mac Air stopped so I don't cause any problems possibly here. Come on, Sim. Why is it? Oh my. Stand by, folks. Things are going really slow here. So I got to go over to the Mac site and see what we did landing-wise. Hey, they definitely got the pi rep. Okay, now Mac Air is the airline we're flying with, exclamation mark MACAIR. And again, another phenomenal VA to be with, folks. A lot of opportunity for you there. Aircraft, I mean, every kind of aircraft you want to fly is there. Liveries, the whole 9 yards. 4 divisions. You come in and open, but then you can ask to join charter, historical, which is exactly what it means. You can fly some of those aircraft of yesteryear, as well as, I said, cargo, historical, and charters. And charters are just that. You set the flight up where you want to go. They also have a pro division where you'll step through it just like you're in flight training, except of course flight sim wise and you'll fly with a check pilot to build your build on certificates that you can have on the MAC site. So really, really a great bunch of people. If you've a YouTube watcher and you of occasion catch Captain Mac, guess what? That's his airline. So really great place, folks. Love to see you here. I've been here about 5 years. So really good place. Okay, so they had us in at 212, folks, just to let you know. We're going to bring in Sim Toolkit, which also has a phenomenal application in it. Just takes a few seconds here with all this going on. Since we're off that, I am going to get rid of it. It's 218. You know, what's a couple feet per minute? All right, Sim Toolkit. Oh my goodness, things are slow. Not really sure why, folks. There we go. Okay, well, you see it in the green right there, folks. They got us at 166. There's our flight right there. Let's click into it. There's what we flew. Here's the initial set of details. 2-hour, 20-minute flight, 893 miles. Important stuff's the landing. 1.3 Gs, 166 feet a minute. So we're a little fast. And I get that. Okay, I get that. That's legit. But this is the part I really like. And oh, am I liking it already. Um, this gives you the metrics behind that information, meaning I was heading 279. That was the ideal. Pitch 7.8. We'll see what that actually looks like there. That's a high number. 136, that's a fast number. We were looking for 127, I think it was. So about 10 knots fast. So, but overall, good flight. I'm saying a 737. I'll have to go and double check. But here is what I really like. It shows you where you physically touch the runway. We did it twice. Where you touch twice. So there's your threshold, folks. This is where the landing area starts. This section back here is for takeoff only. Real world. What you do in the sim, folks, that's up to you. But these are 500-foot mark increments. And as you can see, we're right at about 1,440 feet down the runway and a foot off the center line. Folks, that is about as picturesque as you can get. Now, again, tells you how far down the runway you went. Now, if you start seeing these on the other end, on a short runway, you and Fred Flintstone may share the same thing and very hot feet from sticking them out to try to stop your plane. Because you're going off the end if you're above 100 knots. So it gives you an idea how much is left. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and pull Sim Toolkit away. Okay, and I'm going to close that out too, because I don't know where all the system bogged down is happening. Hang on, let's see what we can do here. The checklist anymore. I say that and it just, there it goes. Alright, so let's see if we can get this to replay for us today, since some of you missed that landing. All right. Looks like it's going to let us. So here you go, folks. You get your chance. Those of you that were in the break to watch the landing again. That is so funny, folks. And here's where we realized it didn't grab the approach. And we start doing an S-curve, get down into the groove. And here comes the landing. I really want to see how we did on this pitch. I think we were a little further. Let's check it out again. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I think take it, don't get me wrong. But yeah, good landing. Really good landing. All right, let's I don't get why sometimes it races up and others it doesn't. All right, we always promise it, folks. Here comes the screenshot. Take them while you can. All right, let's go back out and see how the passengers liked it. At it from the other side. that is just been a fun time. I'm going to go back out and see what we can see from the tower. That's always a good view. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Definitely more than a foot off the center line, but hey, folks, that was a great landing, great flight, fun time, always on these African tour flights. Hope you all enjoy them. Like I said, we got about 8 more flights to go in this series. There's actually 2 or 3 more. We'll take a look at them and see how they look. But for now, folks, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. And a couple of shout outs here. Hang on a second as I wait on the music. Okay. Waiting for my system to catch up. Mark 1978, thanks for the follow. That means a lot that you're going to be along. We'll see you on our next flight. Insuik, what can I say? Thank you so much, sir, again for another 100 bits bid or cheered on this flight. That is just awesome. Thank you, sirs, so much for coming on, being a part with us, and cheering what you cheer in here. Sure appreciate it. Finally, folks, I can't go without saying anything about Babel. Phenomenal. Hope you all take advantage of that. It's good through at least a couple more weeks. And folks, it's 60% off for those of you here in the States. Come on, cut that out. There it is. I just don't get it. But anyway, folks, 60% off. Click the link. All you got to do is type !Babel in the chat line there. It'll bring up a box. Click the link. Head over to Babel. If you partake in one of their subscriptions so that you can learn a new language, within 3 weeks you'll be speaking it. 60% off, folks. 60% off your subscription. That is a phenomenal offer. Plus, they have a 20-day money back guarantee. So, what language would you like to learn and why? Well, you might want to travel. They have family and friends with a different language that you want to connect with. Maybe your job is starting to incorporate more international flair. May need to see what's going on. And hey, you know what? There's some people that just try to improve themselves and hey, learn a language. 3 weeks, folks, is what it takes. Babel, check them out. 60% off! Babel in the chat line, and you'll be there to check it out. If you subscribe to one of their subscriptions and you're a U.S. citizen, you're helping out the stream as well. Babel. Get your 60% off learning a new language in the year 2023. So folks, with all of that, we say thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike. We will see you in about a week, and look forward to it. And you all be safe, be kind. We'll see you then. God bless you all. Have a great week.